Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to our English lesson. So we are going to be learning a new grammar skill today. And I always like teaching grammar because I feel it is something that you can feel a real sense of achievement for at the end. So today we are going to be using past tense verbs. Does anybody know what a verb is? What is a verb? Let's have a look. A verb is a doing word or an action word, so it's something that you can do. So remember, we've already learnt what a noun is. We know that a noun is a thing, an object or a person or a place, and a verb is a doing word or an action word, so something that you can do. So what we are going to do to practice some verbs, I would like everybody to stand up and you have to do what I say. So I'm going to say a verb and I want you to do it just on the spot. We might not have room to be moving around. So stand up. Okay, your first verb is walk. So walk on the spot. Fabulous. Your next verb is run. Run on the spot. Fantastic. Jump. Eat. Just pretending. Drink. Hop. Fabulous. So they are an example of some verbs. They are doing words. And this time you've got a bit of a challenge. So this time I am going to say some words. Some will be verbs, remember, doing words, and some won't be. So if it is a verb, you need to do it. If it isn't a verb, you need to stand still. So I am going to start, what word shall I use to start? With skip. Skip. Well done. Skip is a verb because we skip out in the playground. We sometimes skip in the classroom. Your next word is table. Is table a doing word? It's not. Table is a noun, so you should be stood still. Chair. Is chair a verb, a doing word? No, it's not. You should be stood still. Okay, next one is cry. That is a doing word. We can cry. Next one is going to be the. Is the a doing word? No, it's not. You should be stood still. And your last one is going to be laugh. Laugh is a doing word. You can be pretending to laugh. So well done. Take a seat back down. If it seems a bit complicated, don't worry. It will all become clear and everything sometimes seems a little bit tricky at first. So now we know what a verb is. So we know a verb is a doing word, an action word. It's something that you do. We need to think about, what does past tense mean? We have done a lot of this in our history learning. When we learn about the past, when did it happen? Did it happen today? Is it happening now? It's not happening now. Is it happening in the future? Tomorrow? No, so past means something that has already happened. So it could have been earlier today, could have been this morning, could have been yesterday, could have been last week, could have been last year, could have been 1666, like the Great Fire of London. So something that has already happened before. So it's not happening now, it's not going to happen, it has already happened. So when we change most verbs into the past tense, does anybody know what happens or gets added to them? It's 2 letters that get added to verbs to turn them into past tense verbs. Does anybody know what those 2 letters are? So when we turn a verb, I'm going to use jump, for example, into past tense. The past tense of jump would be jumped. Today I jump. Yesterday I jumped. Sometimes I've noticed in our books we get a bit confused and we think that to change that into the past tense, we need to add this letter to the end. But it's not that one. We add 2 letters and they are E D. Today I jump. Yesterday I jumped. Kind of makes that t sound, so I can see why we can get confused. But the two magic letters we add are ED. So we're going to have a look at the present tense verbs. Remember, the present means happening now. And the past tense verbs, so when it happened in the past. So for example, happening now, we've got I am jumping. Which of these words is the past tense of jumping? I am jumping, I jumped. Next one, I am playing, I played. I am adding, I added. I am resting, I rested. I am cooling, I cooled. So can you see these ones that are happening now? I am jumping, I am playing. We've gotten rid of the ing off the end and replaced it with ed. So I added, I rested. Let's have a look then. What is happening in these pictures, and can we turn them into past tense verbs? So what is this person doing in this picture? They are walking. How can we turn walking into the past tense verb? Today I am walking. Yesterday I... So we know the start of our word is still going to be the same. We're still going to have walk, but instead of ing, we are going to have ed, walked. Today I am walking. Yesterday I walked. Next one, what is this person doing? They are shouting. How can we turn shouting into the past tense verb? So the start of our word is going to stay the same. So we've got shout. What two letters am I going to add to the end? Ed, shouted. This time, I am going to write just the present tense verb. And I would like you, on your piece of paper in front of you, to write the past tense verb for both of these words. So we've got lifting and kicking. So pause the video and write the past tense verb for both of those. There we go. So I have changed mine into the past tense verb. So I've got lifted with an ed and kicked with an ed. Can you, for a challenge, pause the video and choose one of those past tense verbs? So that is one of the ed words and write them into a sentence. So choose one of the words that I'm putting in a red box and write it into a sentence and then come back to the video. Okay, just to add a bit more confusion, what is different about each of these verbs? What do all of these verbs have at the end of them? What do they all have at the end? They have all got an E. So when I am turning these into the past tense verb, do we think that I need to add ed? So I've got smile, E, two E's and then a D. Do we think I need to add ed? I don't need to add ed because my E is already there as part of the word. So if the word already ends in an E, you only need to add the D. So smile would turn into smiled, score would turn into scored, close would turn into closed, and dance would turn into dance. So if the word already ends in an E, you just need to add the D. But the evil wizard who invented our language has tried to make things tricky for us. there are lots of words that don't fit the ED pattern. So we need to remember that in our writing, and we will practice some of the other words later in our learning. So for example, these ones don't fit the ED. So we don't say eated, we say ate. Cried, we change the Y to an IE. Fly, we don't say flied, we say flew. But they are just things that come with practice, and most of you will know those when you are speaking. So it's just about remembering them when we are writing them. But it's always a bit tricky because when we are adding ED, we think, isn't that what I need to do to all the words? So it just takes practice. So today you have got 2 activities and 1 challenge. So your first activity today is you have got a set of sentences that say, today I am jumping, yesterday I, and then there is a gap for you to fill in the past tense verb of that word. So that is your first sentence. Maybe you could challenge yourself, and instead of just filling in the gap, you could write the whole sentence out. Your second activity is you have got a list of past tense verbs that I would like you to write into a sentence. And then there is a challenge. And the challenge is, can you decide which past tense verb fits in the gap? So enjoy those activities. Remember to ask parents for help if you need it. And I wish you luck. I hope you get on okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing your hard work.